All right, inside of this training, we are focusing on your buyer. We're going to continue focusing on them and understanding what types of content to use to communicate the value of what it is that you have to offer, how you're going to help them solve their problem, and then also what types of information do they need to see and hear in your sales messaging and your marketing messaging in order to understand that problem that you're solving and how you're going to help. And this is a piece on the Enneagram, a grouping that you saw at the very beginning around conflict styles, but we didn't get into in the type specific because I wanted to save it for here. I find it incredibly helpful in understanding other people. So we're getting into it now, and this is known as the conflict styles, but here we're going to talk about how to use this grouping in your marketing messaging. There are 3 types that are in a group called the competency grouping, where we have our 1s, 2s, our 1, 3s, and 5s. And they're thinking when conflict happens, show me the data, don't give me the drama. We're sensible adults. I'm sure we just need to get to work. We need to find the most efficient solution. We need to do some research and we'll figure it out here. We don't need to get emotional. We have 3 in the positive outlook grouping that are our 2s, our 7s, and our 9s. And they tend, when something happens, to put a positive spin on it. Oh, that's okay. Rose-colored glasses half full. Well, at least this didn't happen. At least it wasn't this, right? We all know this, people kind of toxic positivity, but we also need that positive energy. So those are the reframers, positive outlook group. And then we also have our emotional reactivity group. Kind of the opposite of the first group, where our 4s, 6, and 8s are hanging out. Either they're saying, oh my gosh, I'm really worried, I need to vent about this. Oh, I'm really sad, I need to tell somebody about it. Or I'm really angry and somebody needs to hear about it. I'm going to vent. And then also I expect whoever it is I'm venting to have an equally reactive emotional reaction, right? So that's the general overview. Some additional insight about yourself if you were already familiar with that group. And then now we're going to take it, though, this concept, and apply it to understanding our buyer and then how to actually use it in the content that you are creating. So for example, if you are creating a sales page or you are talking about some sort of service or new program that you're going to be sharing, it doesn't have to be in every single post that you share on social media. If you have a sales page, I would recommend weaving all 3 of these in. Maybe you're sending an email. So maybe you spice up, you have a little bit of, energy in each of the next 3 emails you send as you talk about your new offer or your service. And the first energy that we're going to talk about, and the buyer who is going to resonate with this energy is going to want to know the details. Even if you don't know their type yet, you can still make sure that you're talking to everybody, not just what you need to hear, by including all 3 of these in your marketing messaging. And so these people want to know about the process. I've talked a lot about people are not going to buy because you have a course versus a membership versus a coaching program. Ultimately, they want the transformation that those things are going to have, right? So the process, the vehicle isn't always important. It usually is not important. It's that transformation that first, but for some people, it's pretty second, it's high up there. So you do at some point want to tell people how they're going to get from point A to point B. If their goal is to take a vacation to Paris, that's amazing. That's what you want to sell. You want to sell the Paris vacation, but at some point you're going to have to tell people, are you taking a boat? Are you flying? Are you taking a private jet? Like, how are you going to get there, right? So that is important, especially for those people in this category. You might share some comparison charts, your program versus some others. You might share comparing where they are now to where they could be. And we'll talk, that's kind of blending 2 types of energy. We'll talk about that in just a second. Any sort of dates, details, stats, analysis, frameworks. If you have a framework, we want to share that. Lists are incredible. And then testimonials. And testimonials in that there's 2 types of testimonials we'll talk about, and that it's showing, oh my God, Sarah helped me grow my email list by 25%. Or I started posting consistently. I've been sharing 90 days in a row now. Or I just landed my first podcast guest interview because of this. So it's really tangible testimonials that you want to sprinkle in. The next type is that positive outlook in your sales page. So you want to take a look at your posts and your content here and make sure you're speaking to this buyer who wants to know what's going to happen in the future, right? So you want to vision cast a little bit, even if this isn't your natural tendency. I know you're capable of it. You're capable of all of these. So vision cast, what's possible, where they are now versus where they could be. That's where we were kind of talking about blending. Maybe it's a visual type of chart. Maybe it's just a story here. Reframing situations could be a part of this messaging as well, where you're saying, listen, you're not lazy. You're just not inspired. I'm going to help you with that. Or today is a new day to renew your health commitments. If you're a health coach, a nutrition coach, you can say, listen, it's not your fault, because people in this category don't want to be blamed. They don't want to take responsibility a lot of time. And so take that off and just say, listen, it's not that you're lazy. It's that you're uninspired, right? It's not your fault. It's this thing's fault, right? And then describe the common enemy. It's not them. So maybe it's the pressure of social media. Maybe it's overwhelm, and that's why you can't keep your accounting books in order. There's so many rules and regulations. It's the government, right? I'm here to help you. We're going to work together to kind of fight against them, right? Whatever that is, whatever that common enemy is. And then lastly, you want to look at your sales content and marketing messaging and make sure that they have some emotion in it. And how to use this is by sharing stories, by sharing your own story, your own why, maybe stories of clients that you have helped, making sure that you are sharing. We have talked about this already, but making sure that you are making it clear in these types of posts and sales pages that you state what you stand for and what you stand against. Maybe you have a mantra for this program, this course, this community is for people who believe ... Describe the challenge, enemy, issue, storytell, testimonials, but kind of more emotional testimonials. So how did that person feel? How was their life transformed? Tangible testimonials can also be, emotionally charging as well. But anybody who had, a significant story of, I was on the brink of quitting and then I joined this, or I started working with Jennifer and look at me now, right? So those type of testimonials in there as well. How can you paint a picture of how they can expect to feel when they've completed? And I kind of asked you that same question to invoke some emotion and make sure that you to help you complete the program is setting that intention. How do you feel now and how do you want to feel in the future? So describing that feeling for your potential clients in the marketing messaging you have. And then think about too, this is very tangible. What sort of subject lines can you create using this emotional reactivity energy? Whether it's, you don't want to fear monger by any means, but how can you spark some type of emotion for them to want to open your email? So your fun work on this one is to review your latest promotional email or your sales page or your social media post series talking about your offer. What pieces do you already see that you're using? What types of energy do you already see that you have in here? And then what is missing? What might be missing or could be more of? Where can you infuse your offer or sales message with more of these? So think about, maybe it's like, I'm really painting the picture of the problem here. I'm stirring the pain. I'm making it emotional. Don't forget, though, to also add in the data, the stats, the analysis for the people who need that, and vice versa, right? So this is kind of fun. Again, this is an ever-changing experimental recipe about, how much. I'm not going to say you need 2 of each on your sales page, but take a look at it, making sure that you are talking to every type of buyer or these 3 types of buyers in your messaging to really attract all kinds of people, not just the people that think like you. So take the time to do that, and I'll see you in the next